Hi, I'm Natalie Ledwell, and this is the Inspiration Show. Today, my special guest is coming to us all the way from the UK. I was actually over in London not long ago and had a great opportunity to have lunch with this amazing woman and got to hear her incredible, inspiring story and the awesome work that she's doing over in the UK and around the world. So please welcome my special guest, Miss Sue Stone. How are you, Sue?
Hi, Natalie. Lovely to be part of the show. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Yeah, great to see you again. So why don't we jump straight into your story because I think it's a journey that a lot of women can relate to, and I know that how you got through that is how you are empowering women and people all around the world to stand up to the next level of their life. So yeah, so tell us a little bit about your journey.
Oh, yes. Well, several years ago, life was desperate. I was full of fear, doubt. I was so unhappy. And in fact, I'd forgotten what it was like to feel happy. And I had been married for a number of years. I wasn't happy in that. And anyway, my husband and I split up. And I can remember at the time having this belief that once one thing had gone wrong in your life, a load of other things would follow on. And of course, I had no understanding at the time what a self-fulfilling prophecy that was going to be. And it literally did. Things just went from bad to worse. And I was so caught in the drama of life. I think that's probably the only way I can describe it, but reacting to everything and as it hit me. And financially, things weren't good, and things just went from bad to worse. And I was robbing Peter to pay Paul, moving money from different accounts, and it just escalated out of control. On top of all this, a year after I split up with my husband, I met another man. Oh my God, it was sort of one of those love at first sight sort of thing, but it was the best, it was the worst, it was on, it was off. And so half the time I had a broken heart as well. And seriously, it just escalated out of control to the point where one day I'd been getting credit cards to fund loans and loans to fund mortgages, and everything was drying up, and creditors were ringing up, chasing me for money. And as I say, one day I realised I'd sort of maxed out on every single account we'd had, the credit cards, the loans, the personal overdrafts, the business overdrafts, and I can still remember what I was wearing, where I was when I realised I couldn't get my hands on a single penny. It was absolutely terrifying. And we had enormous debt as well. And I realised, I thought, what money have I got on me? And I had literally just £10 left in my purse. So what's that, about $15 or something? And I had no idea where the next penny was going to come from. And I thought, what on earth am I going to do with this? I was so stressed. It was unbelievable. So I literally, I can laugh about it now, but I had to put £5 worth of petrol in the car. I had to get sausages and potato for my kids' tea. They were young at the time. And I have to be honest, I was so embarrassed about it at the time, but I had to make sure I had a few pounds left to buy myself a bottle of wine, because that's how bad it got. So to be honest, that really was the turning point for me. And I thought, how on earth has my life come to this? And that's when I started reading self-help books and positive thinking books and spiritual books, and realizing that there is such a bigger picture going on in this world, in our universe. And I learned about the power of our thoughts and the universe and energy and all this stuff that you and I teach, and so many great people do teach around the world, but I had no idea of it, no idea. And what I realized I was doing was all my focus and attention was on all the things that weren't right in my life, all the things I didn't want to happen. And I spent most of my time visualizing and thinking about, I'm never going to be able to feed my children, I'm never going to be able to pay the debts, I'm going to be homeless. And it got to the stage I did actually have the bank trying to foreclose and repossess my home. And sadly, my ex-husband at the time unfortunately was very negative and just buried his head and really left me to sort of deal with quite a lot of debt. And it was pretty horrendous, to be honest. I have to be truthful about this. And I think so many people can relate to that story. It's not a great feeling. Not a great feeling.
No. So I mean, how many of us can actually relate to the fact that, you reach your lowest point? I know, like, when you get to that point where you've got no money coming in, you don't know where the next dollar's coming from. Like you said, you're brokenhearted. You're just trying to survive. And so tell me, I know that you were reading different books and things. Tell me some of the books that you started to read and the biggest lessons that helped you to start to step out of this negative vortex of the situation that you're in and starting to see things in a different light.
Well, what was interesting, it didn't matter which book I read. I read Tony Robbins' Unleash the Power Within, or Awaken the Giant. Obviously Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. I love Jim Rohn, Brian Tracy, but I also read the more spiritual books as well. And obviously over the years I've continued to research and understand more the quantum physics side and how, of course, science and spirituality are so in tune with this. But I think whichever book I read, it didn't matter. The message was always the same. And I had to really take a look at myself and take responsibility for every thought I had, every feeling I had, every word I spoke, and that was it. And one little phrase that really helped me was, my thoughts create my future. It's very simple, but all those years ago when I was so desperate and so full of fear and thinking, oh my God, I'm going to lose everything, I would stop myself and remember, my thoughts create my future. And I literally took control of my thoughts and went, stop it, Sue Stone. And I would almost imagine myself banishing that negative thought, thinking, no, that's not what I want. Because I was so good at doing it all well, badly, if you know what I mean. I was marvellous at picturing the kids and I homeless, in full colour and full of fear. So it was literally a deliberate, conscious choice to work on myself. And if ever I realise now, with all the work I've been doing, a lot of people know this stuff. They read all the books, they go on the courses, but they forget to apply it in their life. And I do think that is the secret, isn't it? It's the application of it. So, and of course, if we want to be good at anything, we've got to practice and train. We've got to practice. When we all learn to drive a car, it's hard work to begin with. And we consciously have to think of everything that we do when we mess it up and stall and get frustrated and things. But because we know the freedom it's going to give us, and that's the word, isn't it? Freedom. The freedom it gives us when we've passed our test, we keep practicing. We practice and practice and practice. And of course, everyone that drives a car knows you don't have to think about looking in the mirror. We don't have to think about indicating. I mean, certainly in the UK, we've got quite a rigorous driving test, to get through. So we have to practice. And then it gives us that freedom. And if only people would realise that the more they practice, the easier it becomes. And of course, after a while, and the behaviour becomes learnt, the subconscious takes over, and it becomes really quite easy. So that was the first thing, is taking absolute control for my thinking. And it really is a moment-by-moment awareness. Lots of people might do it in the morning, and they visualise, and they meditate, and they goal set, and they write their goals down, and then the rest of the day, they get caught up in the drama of the day. And of course, it's that predominant energy that we're giving out is what we're creating. So that was a big one for me, to really do it on a moment-by-moment awareness and take control. And the other thing, Natalie, that really was probably one of my biggest breakthroughs was learning to live in the now. Letting go of the past. We hang on to things that happened to us 2 weeks ago, 3 years ago, and we recount it over and over in our head, and I can't believe he did this and she did that, and we wind ourselves up again, and I've done it all. I've done it all perfectly, and made myself so frustrated and angry and negative, and I hadn't realised the impact that was having on me. And of course, all it does is disempower us, doesn't it? And of course, affects our energy and what we're attracting into our lives. And of course, the law of attraction, being the most powerful law of the universe, is one that we, this stuff is science, isn't it? You know this better than anybody. This is not airy fairy new age stuff. It's science, and two things that are in vibrational resonance with each other are drawn together. So if we want to be happy, we've got to feel happy now. If we want to be rich, we've got to feel rich now. And I think that's really, I just trained myself to focus on all the good in my life, however small it was at the time, but really focused on that, and felt love, felt gratitude for the things. And it's amazing then, this, how that impact it has on your life. So live in the now and love life and live life, as I would say.
Exactly. Okay, so we know where you've came from, and we know what helps you to crawl out of that. So describe what your life is like now.
Well, as you know, things have changed quite considerably for me. I made it my mission to work on myself, and as I say, over the years it was so exciting suddenly, or even over the days and months in the beginning, that what I was focusing on was coming into my life. And it was that, oh my God, this is so exciting. And then I learned not to limit my thinking, and I started daring to dream and think big dreams, and it's been incredible. And I've had this vision and set up the Sue Stone Foundation to help people all around the world, create a very happy, positive and successful life. And so much so that I've done quite a bit of television now here in the UK. I've been labelled as the UK's most happiest and positive person, which is quite a nice thing to have, and featured on TV's Secret Millionaire, which I agreed to do. They approached me to say, would I go on it? And I thought, well, for me, I felt I'd hit my rock bottom, but I knew that I wanted to find the people myself, and I was going to take control of that and make sure I was the one that chose the people I was going to help. And I met people that truly were rock bottom. They were living in cardboard boxes on the street, and always for me, my fear was I was going to be homeless, but I never was. It was all in my mind, and it really did put the whole meaning of rock bottom into a new dimension. So that was tremendous, and as I say, I just love what I do now, and I deal with celebrities, everyday people, business people from all walks of life, and I love it.
I know it's quite a meteoric rise, isn't it? Coming from not knowing where the next dollar's coming from to being dubbed the happiest, most positive person in the UK, which is awesome.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I know.
I've forgotten what it was like to feel happy, and I never thought I could ever feel like this again. I've been like this for years now. I think I'm not normal.
Well, you're. Who wants to be normal anyway? Like, seriously.
Exactly.
It's overrated. No, we're running out of time. So Sue, I know that I know you've written books and you've got like programs, and like you are really, your whole purpose and mission in life is to help people to get to the level that you have. So if we want to send people somewhere to find more about you or maybe work with you, where can we do that?
Well, thank you, Natalie. My website is suestone.com. And I also, from that, there's all sorts of different products and offers and things going on. You can find out a little bit more about me, or email if you need any advice, or, just get in touch. So it'd be great to hear from anybody out there that feels they want to, shift into a different place in their life.
Yeah, and you've got what's the name of your book again? Because I was had a look at it before. It's awesome.
My book's called Love Life, Live Life, and something I never thought I'd ever be able to do again. So, and it's a simple, easy to read, practical manual on how and why this stuff works. So,
yeah,
I love to share. If I can do it, anyone can do it. Believe me.
Yeah. And I think that's the reason that Sue and I connected so well, is that we both had the same kind of mind, where we've gone through the process ourselves, but we're able to lay it out in a formula or a way that's really easy to understand and to follow. And of course we both have that little love of science and the explanation of how it all works as well. So Sue, thank you so much for joining me. It's been an absolute pleasure having you here on the show.
Thank you, Natalie. I've really enjoyed it.
Great, awesome. Now guys, I encourage you to share this video. You can do that by clicking the Facebook and the Twitter share buttons on this page. If you click on the banner to the side, you'll go straight through to Sue's website from there, so you can find out all about her and get hold of her book and whatever else that she has, all the other goodies on that page. Make sure that you download the app if you haven't done so already, so you can watch the shows on the go. And make sure that you leave your email in the box on this page, because I would love to send you the Manifesting with the Masters video e-course. It's actually valued at $87, and I'd love to send it to you for free. So until next time, remember to live large, choose courageously, and love without limits. We'll see you soon.